What's up, guys? Good morning. Happy Father's Day to all the men out there. We have a severe risk in place for today up in the UP of Michigan, as well as portions of west and northwestern lower. So let's go ahead and dive into this. We do have a level 1 out of 5, we call a marginal risk here in dark green. It's in place for pretty much the entire UP there, minus Sault Ste. Marie. That extends further south toward Gaylord, Traverse City, and even a little bit toward Grand Rapids there. You're close to it, but just outside the marginal risk there. This is going to be later on this evening into the overnight hours. We do have a slight risk that bumps up very close, if not just bordering the southwestern part of the UP up there towards Ironwood, Iron Mountain areas. Hazards today, main concern, large hail. And again, it's going to be that. Hold on, my chair's messing up there. It's going to be a level 1 risk for pretty much the entire UP, as well as northwestern lower, as well as a level 2 in yellow there, pushing up again toward Ironwood and Iron Mountain. All right, that's your number 1 risk, large hail up to the size of a quarter. Second risk is going to be damaging winds. That's going to be pretty much, again, the entire UP minus the Sault Ste. Marie area. Chippewa County, really, and then parts of Mackinac County, the only people not included in that risk. Further south there toward Gaylord, Traverse City, Manistee, Ludington, all the way down toward Grand Rapids. We have that risk here today for damaging winds overnight tonight. So that's one to watch out for, but also a low chance of a tornado or two possible up in the southwestern part of the UP there toward Iron Mountain, Menominee, Ironwood areas. All right. So technically, all hazards are possible today in Western UP, especially southwestern UP. Here in the lower peninsula, not really expecting too much anything to occur tornadic wise. These storms should become elevated as they cross Lake Michigan overnight tonight. Let's go ahead and dive into the forecast model here. Let's go ahead and switch this back over to our composite reflectivity. There we go, future radar. Let's go ahead and take a peek here. We do have some showers and storms right now moving through the state. In fact, I have a radar pulled up here. Looks like got some showers in the UP. I got some showers pushing in toward the Muskegon, Manistee area, actually. We'll keep an eye on those. Not looking like anything too major. There's some lightning with it, though, toward Manistee. Should remain north of Muskegon for now. But Ludington, if you guys are on vacation there, has some you have some thunderstorms moving in there, as well as Manistee, Hart, Shelby, Whitehall areas. We'll take a peek at radar here after we're done looking at future radar. But anyway, that's going to move through the area, clears out this afternoon, and then by evening, there's our storms developing in Wisconsin, and they're already in the UP by about 10 to 11 p.m. tonight. Zooming in here, there's your western UP up here. Storms are working their way through, and they do look to be quite potent as they push into the UP there. Those are going to push eastward, and they're going to cross Lake Michigan, potentially reaching northern lower. This model says no, but it's potential for those to reach Lake Michigan as we get toward the late morning hours. And then we turn attention back to the west. We are in this ridging pattern here, and we have multiple short waves working their way through. What does that mean? More rain and storm chances. This is tomorrow morning. Notice we have a big old complex of storms here pushing into Wisconsin. Watch that one, but that's going to die out. It should die out, although it does reach the UP once again Monday morning. All right, we do have a severe risk tomorrow morning as well for the western UP. Keep an eye on that as well, but also keep an eye back out to the west. We have another complex forming here by Monday evening that pushes back into the UP. So the main takeaway from the next 24 to 36 hours, multiple storm chances for the UP as these complexes try to form and ride this ridge that we have that we have in place here. This is very typical summertime pattern here, but let's focus on tonight first. We do have that risk in place, possible for all hazards, main risk, hail, wind, and then tornadoes will be likely more so in the western and southwestern part of the UP. But just want to keep in mind we have multiple chances after this. Monday morning, here's your second squall line here, and then also Monday afternoon, evening, another round comes in. So 3 potential rounds here. Severe risk is in place for this evening, mainly after 9:10 p.m. ish Eastern. Take an hour off if you're Central Time. I know the southern half of the UP up there is in Central Time. So technically after 9 p.m. Central for you guys, and then after 10 p.m. Eastern for you guys tonight. Looking at radar real quick. Let's go ahead and take this. show you guys what's going on around the state right now. This is your live radar look here. Go ahead and animate this for you guys. Bring this back down to 7 frames. Here we go. So that's your live radar here. I want 7 frames. I don't want 100. Come on, work with me here. And for some reason, it's not wanting to do this. There you go. That's your live radar here moving in toward Manistee, Muskegon areas. There is some lightning with it. So if you're on vacation or if you happen to live by the lakeshore, just know you have some storms rolling in. Not expecting to be severe. Just some general showers and storms there. We're not seeing anything on the storm that indicates severe weather is possible. So just take it easy if you're out there by the beach. It's going to be a hot one today. But also more showers and storms back here toward Milwaukee and across the lake. We'll watch those as they go through the afternoon today. There is a general thunderstorm risk in place for a majority of lower Michigan, minus the Detroit area in south and east Michigan. But also up here in the UP, we also have some just scattered showers here, light showers moving through. Nothing too major with that. The only general thunderstorms I'm seeing right now are going to be those we just talked about over Lake Michigan, pushing toward that Manistee area and also back by Milwaukee, obviously. We'll watch that here. And of course, if anything does happen to go severe today, we'll go live as always, but we're not expecting that until tonight in the UP. All right, guys. Taking radar back off the screen here and throwing the SPC outlook for today up there. So notice how we have this light green color that extends from Tri-Cities all the way down toward Lansing, toward Kalamazoo, back through Benton Harbor, up toward Alpena, Sheboygan. Your light green areas, there's general thunderstorms today. This is going to be a pretty typical pattern next week or so. Honestly, we're going to be really hot. We're going to feel a little bit muggy with our dew points up there in the mid 60s. Luckily, though, humidity is looking like it's going to stay on the lower side of things. So that's going to help keep the heat indices down just a bit, but still going to be a hot week upcoming. Mid to upper 90s for highs, likely throughout the week, starting tomorrow. Yeah, Alpena should be safe from severe, Jordan. Although, just to keep in mind, you do have that potential for a general thunderstorm, non-severe. But again, just keep in mind that we sometimes can get severe storms outside these colored borders here. Storms don't like to follow borders. It's just the expectation right now is for severe storms to stay within that dark green and obviously yellow areas. But don't let your guard down, though, if you do live in light green, just for general thunderstorms. But there always is that small chance of a storm becoming strong to severe within that general thunderstorm risk. Any questions, guys? Is Grayling under the marginal risk? Technically, no, but you are very close to it, so pay attention. You're just outside that marginal right now. No problem, Jordan. Chances of storms getting to Lansing area right now, unlikely. Unlikely for right now. If it happens, it'd be overnight tonight, more than likely. Thank you, Don. Shout out to everybody joining me this morning on a Sunday morning, especially Father's Day here. I know it's a sleep-in day. It's a beach day for many. Get out and enjoy the weather type of day. I appreciate you guys. 220 of you guys on here joining me this morning for a briefing. We are here 24/7, 365, no matter if it's a holiday or if it's Father's Day even. We're going to be here covering these severe weather and severe threats, getting you guys aware of what's going on. And I know we have a few people in the UP as well who follow us. Not very many, but you guys also appreciate these updates, so we pump these out for you as best as we possibly can. Chicago does have a low risk today for severe storms. So yes, pay attention if you're out there. Is White Cloud in a severe risk today? or getting anything. Jordan, White Cloud is technically uh, we're going to say you're in a severe risk today. Just on the border there, just north of Grand Rapids, west of Mount Pleasant. We're going to say you're going to be clipping the edge there, the marginal, and that goes within a 25-mile point. So technically you're well within that risk. So pay attention later on this evening for some potential severe storms. I want to read something really quickly here. I did not do too deep of a dive into these storms crossing Lake Michigan right now. I just want to make sure they're not expecting these to be severe later on. Yeah, they're not. Okay. I didn't think so. Just want to make sure these storms crossing the lake are not why that marginal's in place. It's more so for tonight. Right now, the ingredients looking at real-time data, stuff like that, does not appear favorable. But if you live in White Cloud there, you do have some showers and storms pushing your way if they hold together next hour or so. Non-severe at this point. Thank you, Carrie. I'll go ahead and throw radar back up on the screen for you guys, just so you can see it. What's up, Kevin? This is your live radar. Again, if you go into the beach today on the West Michigan shoreline, just watch your radar apps if you have them. Tongue twister. Keep track of these storms as they cross Lake Michigan here. These are about to arrive here toward Manistee, Ludington, next about 20 to 30 minutes or so. And we're going to animate this. You're going to see motion on these. It's pretty much northeast here at roughly, is there what, 5-minute scan? So roughly about 40 or so, 45 miles an hour. If you're down here in southwestern Michigan, you should be fine. Like Holland, Grand Haven even looks to be fine for a while. Down towards South Haven, Benton Harbor, those areas. You guys are safe for the time being, although you do have a general thunderstorm risk. Just keep an eye out later on this afternoon, evening, especially evening, for incoming storms potentially. All right. We're going to leave the radar up here. We're going to overlap our SPC outlook on this map because we can do that. It's a pretty cool feature here. So there's your severe risk today. Overlap with radar. What radar app do you guys recommend? All I have is WZZM. I don't really feel comfortable with the radar. So live radar, I mean, there's many different apps that you can do. I personally, for just a general free app, I use Weather Underground. It does an okay job. But as far as like advanced radar, like what we're using here, if you want to spend some money just for a dedicated radar app, it's not a bad purchase. It's $10, RadarScope or Radar Omega. RadarScope is much easier to use, but if you want to grow into something, Radar Omega is a good product as well. And those have the real data, not the real data, but they have real good radar products here to use. So it's not a bad investment to keep yourself safe if you want to do a radar app. You have a lot of features on this as well. Outside of just your general radar, you have like wind velocities, all the stuff that we use, like correlation coefficient, like debris tracker, hail tracker, all sorts of stuff here you can learn. But yes, it does have a really good radar stuff too. And with Radar Omega, you also have lightning alerts. You can set up for like a location, for example. I want to say like, hey, Ludington, I want to set up a location here. So you go up here, you go down here to custom locations, you click your location, just put in Ludington real quick, save, and then you click on that, and then list settings down back here toward, well, there was a way to do it. I'm not sure exactly why. Oh, I know what I gotta do. You got to add yourself to the map here is all you gotta do. Then you can set up lightning alerts to it. So it's not a bad purchase. But I'm not gonna take the time to do that. It's gonna take about a minute or so. But add yourself to the map. It'll give you lightning alerts for like a 25-mile radius, which is a pretty cool feature. All right. Not get sidetracked here. Do want to mention as well, for those of you tuning in, we do have multiple days we're watching here of severe weather for the Western UP. I'll go ahead and take back the outlook here just real quick so you guys can see. So day one is today. Obviously, we have a pretty big marginal risk here for pretty much the entire UP, and then also west, northwestern, lower Michigan. But as we went over it a little bit ago with these, with the models here, we're looking. I lost my model run. Come on, it's early, guys. Bear with me. Took these back here, run this back here to the model. We do. I give up. I just X'd out my entire thing. It's early, guys. It's way too early. All right, let's do this again. All right, let's roll this back in. Come on. All right, here we go. Let's get this back here and going. So we do have today's, we do have a risk off to the west tomorrow and also a risk here for Tuesday. So today, obviously a pretty good chunk of the UP here in that risk as well as northwestern lower. We do have that risk displaced just off to the west. I expect that to change here with the latest update at 1:30 p.m. today. And then also the Tuesday's risk is again displaced. Highest risk is displaced off to the west here in Wisconsin, Minnesota, but also Western UP getting in the action with that as well. Looking at the model, I do think they're going to upgrade tomorrow for the UP into a risk area, just judging by what we're seeing here on the model. Going back to this morning's run, we're going to see this line of storms tonight right there. This is at midnight Eastern. We have a complex out to the west that develops here and pushes in toward Wisconsin to UP yet again tomorrow morning. And then also we do have a third round here Monday afternoon here showing up in Wisconsin, pushing right back in to the west central part of the UP. So not really 3 days, but we're going to have at least 36 hours here, potential multiple rounds of severe weather up there. So if you're up there in the Western UP watching, or West Central UP really, or friends and family who live up there on vacation or in Wisconsin even, we have multiple rounds incoming. None of these look too concerning at this point, like a huge outbreak, nothing like that. But I mean, these complexes can kick off large hail as well as damaging winds here. So it's something to pay attention to if you live up there. Tonight, Madison, we're looking after 10 p.m. tonight for the UP. And for lower Michigan, it's going to be in question here if storms can survive that far east. This model says there's actually a chance for some thunderstorms later on this evening overnight in south central Michigan here. I'm not sure if I buy that just yet, but that's a possibility as well. But there's your main complex tonight pushing into the UP. This model's a little bit quicker. So usually this model, the NAM, the one I'm using now, is a little bit slower than the HRRR, and now it's a little bit faster. So this says 9 p.m. arrival tonight, Eastern, so 8 p.m. Central. That dies out pretty quickly though, and then nothing really happens over there in northwestern lower. So we'll keep an eye on it though. And of course, Joel and I will be here tracking it all throughout the evening and overnight if we have to. We pull all-nighters all the time, surprisingly, so it's nothing new for us here. We'll go live if anything happens. All right, any more questions, guys? Yeah, Skylar. So I did say in that video, summer is coming. I mentioned that the pattern is going to support more so drier and quieter conditions, and that's because at that point in time there was no real major system on the horizon here. Number one reason I said that is because the pattern we've been in since February has been what we call low pressure system, which is the cold front, warm front. Now this pattern switched that. We're no longer getting these low pressure systems, but we are going to get those ripples in the upper level flow along the ridging here, which can support precipitation chances. So yes, it's quieter, yes. Drier, yes. But overall, severe chances are still there, just because we have those kinks in these what we call short waves in the flow that like to spark off showers and storms. It's just at that point in time we didn't have any confidence we're going to have multiple days here. But also, it is going to be very dry here over the next couple of weeks, really, just because no real precipitation chances are going to be here. We're going to have these quick hitting systems that are probably going to dump a half-inch of rain at most, and that's going to be it. We're already entering a drought season here. It's going to get worse here with the upcoming heat. So yes, it's going to be drier and quieter overall. but we still are going to have some chances. I guess I should have explained that a little bit better in the video there. All I meant was the systems, like the low pressure systems that have been sparking up our severe chances since February, those are out of here. Those low pressure systems are gone for a while. All right, any more questions, guys? Feel free to drop a like on the video. It helps us out quite a bit. Got a good looking shower here pushing in toward the Ludington, Manistee, Hamlin Lake area near Free Soil Fountain. Seeing some lightning with that. Overall, this should just be general thunderstorms here. For now, Jordan, yes. For now. Climatology Madison is more so predicting like longer term climate issues versus meteorology is forecasting like real-time weather, so to speak. That's one way to put it. There's a few ways you can look at it, but climatology is like longer term versus meteorology is short term. And one involves like a bunch of science and geology and even astronomy, even sometimes with climatology. But meteorology is more so focused on like the mesoscale weather that's happening between now and next like week. So there's a bit of a difference there. Yes, please, guys, hydrate. I know we haven't talked about here in stream, but the heat coming up here is going to be brutal. Please hydrate, electrolytes, avoid coffee, avoid sodas. They can dehydrate. Drink your water, your Gatorades, Body Armor, whatever you want to drink. Just try to avoid those carbonated drinks this week as we get. I mean, we can take a peek at temperatures real quick here. If you wanted to, I can pull it up, but we're going to be in the mid to upper 90s with heat indices over 100 pretty much every day or close to every day this week. Any more questions, guys? Pull this in real quick as a parting message here. This is your temperature forecast here for the next couple of days via the blend of models. So basically takes a bunch of models, puts it all together as an average. This is for Ann Arbor here. We'll go around the state just briefly. Ann Arbor next 6 days are going to be mid 90s and with heat indices probably over 100. This is your temperature here, not heat index. The heat index will be higher just because we're going to have a little more moisture to work with. 94, 92, 95, 96, 95, 94. And by next Sunday, we're dropping back off 88 and then back into the low 80s, it says, for next Monday. Let's go up to, let's go to Grand Rapids now. Let's see what they say. Here's Grand Rapids, 94, 92, 94, 94, 92, 92. A little bit lower over there, probably because of the lake influence potentially. But that drops off again Sunday, Monday, 86, 80. Let's go north here to, let's go to Mount Pleasant. Same thing, guys. 93, 92, 94, 94, 91, 90. It's going to be a little bit less the further north you go. UP is likely going to be probably in the low 90s, probably upper 80s up there. But still, the takeaway from this, combined with the dew points and stuff like that, we're going to have heat indices close to 100, if not over 100. Let's go one more time to up to Alpena here and just see what it says up there. And Alpena, 3 days of 92 degrees, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then we drop back off, looks like up there for the Alpena area. And yes, you probably will have some storm chances sometime this week, probably on the lake breezes. More than likely, but likely going to have some chances of some showers that are isolated in nature. All right, guys. I think that's about it. We've covered what we need to cover here. Let's go ahead and take a peek one last time at your SPC outlook. So the overall consensus today, pay attention later on this evening. We have a severe risk in place for a majority of the UP, as well as west and northwestern lower Michigan here in dark green. We do have a slight risk that does extend and push just barely up toward Ironwood, Iron Mountain areas up there in the southwestern part of the UP. Main time frame, we're going to say after 9 p.m., probably an hour or two after that. Some models are trying to become earlier. So we're going to mention 9 p.m. as a general start time Eastern. Take an hour off of your central time, as the bottom tier counties up there is in central. Got to remember that. So 8 p.m. central, 9 p.m. Eastern at the very earliest. We do have a risk here for all hazards, especially close to that yellow area. So if you live in like Iron Mountain, Ironwood areas, I think it's Gogebic and Ontonagon County. I think those are the two counties that are closest to it, as well as Menominee. You guys would be in those in the risk there for a tornado or two possible. And then also damaging winds as a concern across the lake into northwestern lower, and then large hail a concern as well. Potential multiple rounds. Looking at the future forecast here, there's this morning, this afternoon. There's your line this evening. Then also we have a secondary line behind it that's possible out here. And then we also have a third line tomorrow afternoon and evening, possible for the UP as well. So watching 3 rounds here. There is currently no severe risk in place for the UP tomorrow. That will likely change with latest guidance. So pay attention to that. Post the update at 1:30 p.m. But otherwise, again, if you live outside of the UP, down here in the lower part of Michigan, notice we are all highlighted in a light green color. That means general thunderstorms are possible. So pop-ups are possible tomorrow with the heat of the day. Not surprising. And also, same thing applies for Tuesday, although we do have a severe risk up there in the western UP. The majority of us, minus like Kalamazoo and southwest of Benton Harbor, majority of us are going to be at, again, that general thunderstorm risk for Tuesday. So pop-ups possible then. And again, with these pop-up storms, the severe weather expectations are quite low, but always not zero. Michigan likes a surprise. We'll be watching. We'll go live. Anything happens either day this week. With that being said, you guys enjoy your day. Take one last look at radar for you guys. If you guys are heading out to the beach, or if you have plans by the lakeshore, pay attention to the radar. We do have some storms moving in today, right now, non-severe. So Manistee, Ludington, down here toward Muskegon, Whitehall, Shelby, anywhere along that stretch of beach, or should I say lakeshore, pay attention. Further north, you have some rain moving in there as well. And also up here toward Petoskey, Traverse City areas, got some rain moving through next hour or so. And also up here in the UP, for those of you tuning in from the UP, we do have some showers, just some general light rain moving through the area there. None of these are currently expected to be severe. That will come in later this evening. So regardless, we're going to be watching radar all day. We'll go live if anything happens. See you guys maybe tonight for some severe weather coverage in the UP. You guys have a great day. Stay safe, stay cool, and stay hydrated. We have a lot of heat coming up.